Introducing AmberVision, an amazing breakthrough in vision technology.
Introducing the new patented Go Duster.
Introducing the all-new Flipjack Pancake Pan by Organic for $19.99. Call now.
Call or click now, and we'll double the value.
For an entire generation, the phrases "as seen on TV" and "call now" mean only one thing: Telebrands. The largest telemarketing company in the world is one that has found a place in the hearts and homes of many people. Have you wondered whose brainchild this is?
Mr. Kubani founded Telebrands Corporation in 1983. I present to you the School of Business Distinguished Alumni Award.
In this episode of Those Who Made It, we bring to you the man behind the multi-million-dollar enterprise Telebrands, A.J. Kubani.
Find something you love to do, and you'll never work a day in your life. I don't have any real hobbies that I enjoy more than working. If you can withstand punishment of going through a very tough time, you come out a better person. I like to stay physically fit, so I go bicycle riding at least 100 miles every single week, and I go to the gym every morning. Success is measured by your happiness and the people around you, doing the right thing and working hard every day.
AJ is one of the most loyal people I've ever met.
He's a big picture guy.
He's an open book. He's fearless.
He is a visionary.
My dad is as the hardest working man on earth.
AJ is inspirational.
He's just an outstanding person. I consider AJ one of my mentors.
He's very persistent. He is one that will not fail. He will find any way possible to succeed.
He's a marketing genius, very driven, very focused. When he sets his mind to anything there, he really makes it happen.
He's just a wonderful person. I feel so privileged to work for him.
AJ is a giver, not looking to receive.
This American businessman with Indian roots has a story as interesting as some of the products his company sells. Kubani owes his molding into a fine entrepreneur in large measure to his dad, who laid a very strong foundation for him.
My father, who was born in what today is Pakistan, he's Hindu. So during the partition, he moved to India and became a refugee. And he really wanted to come to America. And the U.S. Embassy decided that they would give one visa for every 10,000 applicants. And my father won the lottery. So he came to the United States in 1958, eventually getting a job as a busboy cleaning tables at the Horn and Hardart Automat.
Kubani, born in New Jersey and brought up in Lincoln Park, he grew up with bare essentials in a close-knit family consisting of his parents and two brothers.
My father had his first son born in the United States, which was me, in 1959, and he was very happy, although he didn't have any money. As my father's prosperity grew, he moved to the suburbs and bought his first home for $20,000. I was 5 years old at the time and grew up in a neighborhood with many blue-collar friends.
Kubani believes that saving money is the most important ingredient to success. It is something he learned to do at a very young age, thanks to his father.
One thing about my father, he was always a hard worker, and he was an inspiration to me. Although he was very successful, he made sure that he never spoiled his children. He never gave us much of anything except for the bare essentials. So if we wanted anything more than the bare essentials, we had to earn it. My father told us that once a year on Thanksgiving, whatever we had saved for the year, he would double it. So from a very young age, we started to learn how to earn our own money. We started cutting grass for our neighbors. At the age of 11, I started delivering papers and earned $10 a week. Even though I went to high school, at the age of 16, I got my first job as a busboy cleaning tables, following in my father's footsteps. I made pizza as a pizza man. So all those odd jobs helped me pay for my own college education.
They say that legends aren't born but made. And in the case of Ajit Khumani, this holds true. His father's role in shaping him into the visionary businessman that he is today is extraordinary.
The time I graduated from college, I had a total savings of $20,000. So I thought I should start my own business. I saw a magazine called the National Enquirer with an interesting headline on it. And I saw all these mail order ads for different gadgets. I said, boy, this looks like a really interesting business. You write an ad, you find something to sell, you place the ad in the magazine, then people send you money. I said, that sounds like a pretty good business. So I called their sales office and they sent me information about how to advertise. I found out that an advertisement in the National Enquirer for the size I want to take was $7,000. I said, okay, I have $20,000, so I can afford to buy an ad for $7,000. Now all I needed was to find a product. So I was thinking about what to sell, and I saw that the most popular product of the time was an AM/FM Walkman by Sony. And they were selling for $60. And I saw this because I was in college. And I saw many of the kids in the college were wearing Walkmans around the college. So I said, well, maybe I can compete against Walkman. Maybe there's something less expensive that I could sell and just compete against Sony. Through a little bit of research, I found some suppliers of Walkman-style radios based in Taiwan. And I wrote to those companies and got some samples. And I found something that I could retail for $10. So I thought I could really had a big hit on my hands. So I ordered some samples. I wrote the ad, booked the ad in the National Enquirer. I bought about $10,000 in inventory. So out of my $20,000, I had spent $17,000. Now at that time, the National Enquirer had a circulation of 5 million. In fact, I only got about 2,000 orders. So after doing all the work and shipping out all the product and shipping everything myself, doing all the labor myself of typing those shipping labels and bringing the post packages to the post office, I ended up getting exactly my money back. I broke even.
Khumani put in all his savings to try his luck at something that caught his fancy. His remarkable courage of taking this call at the mere age of 25 is what led to making him who he is today.
I started finding additional gadgets and continued to write ads. I started the company in 1983. By 1985, I had turned a profit selling something called massage slippers. So that was our first big hit. And in 1985, ended up making a profit of over $200,000. But the company continued to grow because I really got the hang of writing ads and finding gadgets and selling them in magazines and newspapers. So the business grew to millions of dollars in revenue and millions of dollars in profit. And by the time I was 26, I hit one of my goals. I became a millionaire at the age of 26.
His story is an amazing story. His vision to grow this company from just being a company that did print advertising to his vision of a global brand, where now the brand is recognized in over 100 countries, and the products, it's a true success story.
All of a sudden, this crazy idea of his became real. When he was maybe about 24, 25 years old, he said to me one day, we were having a drink at a bar, and he looked at me and he goes, you know, Tom, I'm gonna be a millionaire by the time I'm 30. Well, guess what? He lied. He was a millionaire by the time I think he was 26.
Khumani did not rest on his laurels, understanding rightly so the need to keep reinventing himself and his business. And to change with the times, he decided to expand by selling his products on television.
I was thinking, well, what can I really do to expand the business? So I tried taking the winning products from magazines and newspapers and put them on TV. One of our early successes was something called Amber Vision sunglasses. And it was so popular on TV that Amber Vision had become a household name. So I thought that our products that we advertised on TV would sell to retail chains. Nobody had ever done this before, but I wanted to give it a try. So I took my Amber Vision sunglasses and I started to approach different retailers. And of course what happened is every account turned me down. They had various excuses. The biggest one is that, well, AJ, you sell to consumers, we sell to consumers, so you can't possibly be a supplier because you're a competitor. But I finally came across one retailer, and this is through persistence, called Herman Sporting Goods. And I was sitting with the buyer. I showed the buyer the TV commercial on a videotape back then because there were no laptops. He was going to turn me down. His boss walked by and looked into the door and said, "What is this man selling?" And I turned and looked at him and said, "Amber Vision sunglasses." And the boss said, "I see that on TV all the time. I give this man a test order and let's see what happens." So I got my first order for 200 pair of Amber Vision sunglasses. Again, glasses in a brown box with no display. People can try them on. I wanted to tell people, remind people that these are the glasses that they saw on TV. So I said, I need to say on the package, "as seen on TV." So at that time, I developed this red logo with the "as seen on TV" phrase in it. I stuck it on the package, and I liked the way it looked.
Coming up with the "as seen on TV" logo to not only define these set of products that he was marketing on TV, but also to help retailers understand this category and help them create a category, that was an incredible accomplishment. So really, I would say AJ's single-minded dedication towards the business and has made us get to this point.
The red logo depicting "as seen on TV" first appeared on Amber Vision sunglasses, and its first batch of 200 pieces that were shipped all sold out.
The buyer called very excited and ordered another 20,000 pair. And we put the 20,000 pair in, and those sold out within a few days. Now I had a success story. Then I hired a sales manager that went around to all the accounts throughout the entire country. Within the next year, we had Amber Vision placed at every major retailer in the country, and they sold like crazy. By the time we were done selling Amber Vision sunglasses, we had sold over 15 million pair through retail chains. We had a model that we could replicate over and over again. This led to many hit products over the years. Some of the biggest hits we've had are products like the Smart Mop, Singing Bird Clock. One of the biggest items of all time was the Pet Egg, which is an egg-shaped product for filing your feet. That product we finally ended up selling over 50 million pieces worldwide. We had a ultrasonic pest repeller, one of the first ones in the world that we sold, the expandable garden hose. A couple of really recent hits are the atomic beam flashlight. Telebrands now does over $1 billion a year in retail sales, and I see the future as continuing to grow.
Stand by.
Action! But Table Ground has the strength, hurricane force winds.
I think that AJ is an example that he sets for his team. I would kind of liken it to the fact that if there was a fire in the building, he'd be the first one to run into the fire to save people. He's just that type of leader. So he then hires really smart people, and he gives them a vision. I believe that that creates success.
The 2013 ERA Marketer of the Year Award goes to Telebrands!
30 years in business, a long time, and I have to tell you, this is a fantastic industry.
Ups and downs are part of business ventures, and Khubani had his share of his. A number of bad business decisions led to him having to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the year 2000.
I went down to below zero because I had more debt than assets. Back from the ashes, we rebuilt the company all over again. But one thing about that experience is that I can tell you it made me smarter, made me sharper, and it made me stronger.
He was very, very upset, very depressed because everything that he had built was coming down. He knew that he could do it. He knew that he could tackle this issue, and he knew that we were going to come out on top. If you look at it today, we're the #1 company in the as seen on TV industry. That's all because of his hard work. If he didn't have the mindset that he has, none of it would have happened.
He has a way of taking problems that might be here and moving them to the back so he can just continue to move forward and do his work and be successful. Even when the worst things could possibly you think might happen, he'll look at everybody and go, what's the worst that could happen?
His approach is to never close a door on how to solve a problem. So he'll look at that and say, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out how to make it happen. He was determined to come out of that, and he did. And with his resolve, the company is today at a place which is more stronger than it has ever been.
And it was a very difficult time, but the approach that he took He said that we know what we can do, and that can-do attitude of saying that we know how to get out of this problem. And very quickly, within a matter of a couple of years, we were back on our feet.
He is not one that gets caught up in the minutia or the details of, well, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? We'll find a way. Let's just make the determination to do it.
His perseverance in these difficult times was well supported by his wife, Poonam Khobani, who he calls his best friend and who also works with him full-time. They have 3 children, of which their son is already part of the business.
I have 3 amazing children. I have an amazing wife who I married at the age of 25. I met her in Jaipur, India. Her name is Poonam Khobani, who's been with me the longest since 1985, since we got married, has worked her way through the company, and is now head of all international sales.
I think the reason for the success is twofold. One, AJ, obviously, he has the mindset. He is that marketing power that just knows. The other side is my aunt. As I call her Didi Poonam, she's a very strong backing for him. And I think that dynamic works very well. I think that's why they both made it. They started a very small company. They were struggling for a long time. I hear stories of my aunt sitting on an old milk carton in their delivery van, driving around. So that's something I think that really shows where they started and how far they've come.
The utensil, it stands like a tripod.
So they're easy to pick up.
And put back down. Perfect for eating sushi.
Strongs are like chopsticks on steroids.
My product is called Girl on the Go. I'm here to present the Windler.
The product that we're demonstrating today is a pet food bowl.
Today, Telebrand's products are found in over 100 countries worldwide, and 90% of the products are sold at retail chains. Khobani also conducts pitch sessions where at-home inventors can come and pitch their products.
The product we have is called the Fun Sponge. You just pour the water and literally no water is getting in her face.
Oh my God.
I think I'm definitely interested. One of the secrets to my success is that I know I can't pick a product. So what we do is we test market. We test market like crazy. So we find products that we think fit into our category, solve a common problem, easy to manufacture. We actually shoot a TV commercial, put it on air for 1 week, and see how many people respond. And if enough people respond, we know we have a hit.
My invention is called automatic doggy do scooper.
It's not a pooper scooper, it's a pooper catcher.
Exactly. Well, exactly.
Every time AJ goes to market with a product, it's a risk because the success rate in the testing rate that he tests at, the failure rate is very high. So he's not afraid to test. I think that's makes him successful.
Living in the digital age where every retail brand has an online presence, Khobani too started Bulbhead to stay in the game and allow access to Telebrand's loyal customers on the internet.
Our whole business model has been hanging on television advertising. But as we all know, television viewership is declining and more viewership is going online. So we now have a big push with a full-blown e-commerce site called Bulbhead.com. We also do a lot of advertising online on Facebook and Instagram in particular. I can tell you it is just as effective as the TV.
Khobani donates generously to organizations like Children's Hope and Ark, of which he is a board member too.
There are many people that are not as fortunate as I have been. And I feel it's important that for any successful person, they need to learn how to give back and choose the things that they feel very connected to. One of the most important things to me are children. I am particularly fond of. One of them is Children's Hope, which gives back to children in India. The other charity I'm involved with is ARC. It's an education for mentally disabled children and adults, people that really need our help. I think there's a common theme here. I give to people that really need my help and couldn't get by without it.
His goal has always been to give back. Every time that an opportunity arises, he's the first one to step up and say, I want to give back to the causes that was near and dear to me.
He gives from the heart. And by the way, he's not only just writing a check, he participates.
Retirement is not on the cards for Khubani, but a political career just might be.
AJ just enjoys what he does. I don't believe he'll ever retire, quite frankly.
He's shared with me his retirement plans, and those are no plans.
I feel that he is just going to work forever until he drops dead in his office.
Running the business is much more exciting than retiring and traveling the world and really doing nothing if you retire. I think I will end up dying at my desk.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
When I was born in 1959, my father took a photograph and sent it by airmail to my grandfather, who still lived in India. When he saw my picture, one of the first things he wrote back to my father was that he will be President of the United States. I think I could be a very good leader. One of the most important things in getting elected, believe it or not, is marketing yourself. And I happen to be a pretty good marketer. So I think I might be able to come up with a marketing campaign that could stick. So you never know. I may be running someday. Choose a career that you'll absolutely be passionate about. Have integrity. Your reputation will follow you your entire life. Learn something valuable every day. Keep on learning your entire lives. Exercise. Find the time. Your health is very important. And final piece of advice about your life partner. Choose wisely.
Khubani's foray into the world of telemarketing, an industry that didn't exist at the time it came about, was built by a strong belief in himself. Today, the name Telebrands is synonymous with telemarketing, as is with the name of the man who founded this ingenious business. While Mr. Khubani helps provide a platform for upcoming small-scale inventors to showcase their products in today's competitive world, Telebrands continues to grow from strength to strength. Catch us next week, same time, on Those Who Made It, only on ZTV.